What's going on, guys? Awkwardly Animated here, and I'm back with my annual Bojack season review breakdown thing that I do. So yeah, pretty much for the past maybe 4 years, I've been doing breakdown videos on every single Bojack trailer, and this year is no different. This one is probably going to be the meatiest one that I've ever done, which is kind of funny because I think this trailer might be one of the shortest trailers, about a minute and a half, yeah, give or take. But there's actually a lot to unpack in here. Whether all of it's important or not, we'll have to find out. But a lot of it's kind of little things. I watched the trailer like a good 15 times, so we're gonna get right into the thick of it. So we start off the trailer here at what looks to be the rehab center that Bojack was at the end of season 5, and we find out he's been writing letters specifically to Diane. So I'll let you see that part.
Dear Diane, hello. This is a letter. Rehab is making me write a letter to a friend because I guess letter writing is therapeutic. I hear it did wonders for the Zodiac Killer.
So, interesting enough, Bojack writing letters? That's weird. That's not a Bojack thing to do. So, obviously some time has passed since he's been in rehab, and you can already tell by mainly the tone of his voice all throughout this trailer that he has changed a good amount. Now, whether he's, a completely new Bojack, I mean, that's yet to be seen, but there's definitely been some progress made. And just for one, him writing letters in general is something that you would kind of see as kind of pointless or not worth his time. I mean, he couldn't even write his own book back in season 1, so I think it's rather interesting that he's actually doing that now. And of course, here's our obligatory honeydew joke for the season.
Anyway, rehab's going fine. God damn it.
Okay, so here we are with Princess Carolyn, one of my favorite characters. As you can see, there's the kid. She adopted a child. He is a porcupine, which is interesting because she can't really touch him. So if you notice all throughout the trailer, whenever she's trying to touch him, she uses these oven mitts. Pretty funny, pretty goofy stuff. But as you can see by her whole house, there's kid stuff everywhere. So one would assume that a few months has passed. She's been kind of struggling with the parent life, and kind of rough. But I believe in you, Princess Carolyn. I think you can get it down.
I'm a strong, independent woman doing it all. I haven't even had a spare minute to think of a next.
Okay, so this part is actually pretty interesting. Also, she also says that she hasn't even given the kid a name, so that was also pretty interesting. I don't know if they're gonna reveal it this season or if that's gonna be a big plot point for her. So hopefully we do get a name for the kid. I'd like to actually see, and I don't even think we know if it's a boy or girl yet. If I can't recall at least. But anyway, in this shot in particular, it looks like it's a bring your kid to work day. You can even see Vanessa Gecko's kid. So it's kind of be interesting. She looks like she has some trouble, I guess, like looking around, seeing everyone's kid look like them, and then her kid is, adopted. So doesn't really look anything like her. So she might face some criticism. We might see some stuff about that, going into the season.
Of a name.
Don't worry about it. My parents didn't name me until I was 4, and I turned out great, right?
Okay, so here, also pretty interesting. So we have Diane in this field of some sort. I'm not really sure where this is or why she's there, but if you have any thoughts about that, go ahead and let me know in the comments, because I'm drawing blanks on this one.
Right?
Today sucks.
Okay, so what I thought was interesting here, so all throughout the trailer, all the text you see on screen, Bojack writing the letter, which we would assume is still Diane at the beginning because, he addresses Diane. But this is the only text that he scratches out, like, today sucks. I don't know if this is actually going to be used, like, as voiceover in the show. I really hope it does, but if they format the show in such a way where it's like him writing letters each episode or something like that, that'd be kind of cool. But the reasoning as to why he scratches this out, I'm not really sure why, but I think it kind of, because Bojack's known for complaining about, every little thing. And, it's not too outlandish for him to write something like, oh, today sucks, this happened, or whatever. So it's interesting that he scratches that out. I mean, maybe something really good happens. Hopefully we get more context as to why that's scratched out. I really hope they do go into that later on, like in the actual show.
The story of my life is that I never get anything nice. You'd think that I'd learn.
And then here, I mean, oof, what a reminder that is. If you don't remember, this is legit the outer space texture, literally ripped from the planetarium. not planetarium, observatory episode with Sarah Lynn. Oof, still hurts to this day. But yeah, as you can see, he's still constantly being reminded of that.
To adjust my expectations by now. Anyway, what's new with you?
Okay, so what I like is I guess his editing. She's clearly looking at a letter. As far as if that's Bojack's letter, I don't know. Who knows? It could be a bill for all we know. But in the voiceover, he says, what's up with you to Diane, and she literally just kind of lets out a like kind of like a nothing really. And it's interesting that her boxes are still packed up and she legit has like done nothing, which kind of says a lot. It says a lot about her, where she's at like in her life. Like part of her having the boxes there is like kind of her holding on to the possibility of maybe moving back with Mr. Peanut Butter. It's like the will they won't they kind of thing going on. I thought that was pretty interesting. It's just that visual storytelling. I really like that. Appreciate that.
Just kidding. You can't say anything. This is
Okay, so in this scene, got a lot of dumb stuff going on. So I don't know what the heck happened, but this car's on fire. It looks like the apocalypse. You got this one lady pregnant in the middle of the street, probably about to give birth. But interestingly, on the right, you can see a poster for Birthday Dad, and it's a familiar face right there, Mr. Peanut Butter himself. Remember that outfit because it will show up later. Okay, so we see that this is Chicago, or it looks like. Which is interesting. But the van, Girl Cruise, if you remember, is the company that Diane works for and does like the blog stuff. So it seems like she's going to be traveling a lot this season. You got this big skyscraper in the background. Not really recognizing the logo. I don't know if that's just there just because it's Chicago or if it has any importance to the season as a whole. But if you know, let me know in the comments. Here she is at this diner. We have never seen this diner before, but if you look in the background, it is snowing outside, so this is definitely not in California. So yeah, definitely pretty much confirms that she will be traveling a lot this season.
Great, our videos are making a difference.
Things have just been a little hectic.
Okay, so now we see Todd and this new character, question mark. I do not remember him if he has appeared earlier on, but his name's Jorge. The way Todd addresses him makes it sound like they know each other or that they have met each other at some capacity or something like that. So very interesting, and pay attention to what he says here.
Hello, Jorge. I have some news about your mother. Oh my God.
Okay, so they kind of throw that one at you really quick, but yeah, he says, I have some news about your mother. So now I really think about it, I don't think we've ever seen Todd or, his parents or his like home life really. It was like that one flashback segment where we got to see him younger and how he met his old girlfriend, but I don't think we've actually know anything really about him, so that's interesting. Also, in what we're looking at right now, Mr. Peanut Butter is on set, and what do you know, he's wearing the same outfit that was in the poster, so he's going to be working on that movie that we were talking about earlier.
I'm not a sad dog.
Yeah, this is probably a shot from the trailer of the movie or something like that.
I'm a happy dog.
People who seem happy can actually be the most.
Okay, so this is a new character. I have no idea who this is. I don't know if she's based off a real actress, because sometimes they do those things where they parody someone in real life. But let me know if she is. My theory is she's going to be, working with him on the movie. Probably playing his wife character because the name is of the movie's like Birthday Dad or something like that. So I think it only makes sense that she's the wife, and I'll explain why I think that is in a couple scenes.
Most depressed.
Oh no, I seem very happy.
Okay, so in a little blink and you'll miss it kind of thing here, we do get some new, like a new shot of Pickles. Pickles was one of my favorite characters from last season. I really liked the dynamic she had with Mr. Peanut Butter. So I really hope she comes back. These are just two little quick flashes. So I hope it confirms that she is returning in some capacity because I really did like her in the last season. Okay, so I don't know if this is some, editing mumbo jumbo or what, but if you go back here. So it looks like they're just outside, like in the middle of nowhere. There's a car coming. Princess Carolyn pushes him out of the way, or a car upside down rather, and it cuts to on set. So I don't know, like, why would she push him on set unless I don't know. But if you notice behind him, there's the lady that was at the bar. So if she's on set and he's on set, they got to be in the movie together. Am I right? Maybe. Who knows? But we get this cool transition with the baby. Also, I think I forgot to mention earlier, but in the scene where Todd was talking to Jorge at the door, if you notice, that was Princess Carolyn's house. So Todd is still staying with Princess Carolyn, obviously. And in this cool transition, you can kind of see that Todd is handing the kid off to Princess Carolyn, which kind of confirms that Todd is probably taking care of the kid while she's at work. And they're just kind of taking turns switching off.
I'll cut right to the chase. Every time someone leaves rehab, makes you think about your own progress.
Okay, so here we see Todd and Jorge at a hospital, looks like. And since when he approached him, he said, "It's about your mother," I assume something bad has happened to her. She's in the hospital for reasons we don't know. Means could get kind of deep for Todd. I'm kind of excited to see how this plays out. Now, as far as Jorge being related to Todd, I'm curious as to how, because they don't look alike at all. So I don't think he's his father. He could be like a stepfather or something like that. Not really sure, but hopefully we find out in a couple weeks.
I bought into this idea that I was the thing that couldn't be changed. The main thing I think about is how stupid I am that I didn't do this.
Okay, so we see Bojack getting some therapy with a new character. I don't know if, them being a horse has any importance to this scene or what, but it's interesting that they're in like a stable and there's hay. I don't know if that's just him, imagining, because they play around with the animation sometimes. Like he could be literally in an office in a chair laying down and it's like actually a person talking to him, but then they take the form of a horse and now he's in a stable or something like that. So not really sure if that's just them messing with us or if that's actually have any importance or anything.
I am that I didn't do this sooner.
Okay. So Mr. Peanut Butter hollering at this girl or doing something to this girl because she's very upset and gets some coffee splashed on him. Poor guy, he's just not having a good time, as you can see here.
I wasted so many years being miserable.
Now, this is also not a popular opinion, at least I don't think it is, but I kind of don't like seeing Mr. Peanut Butter happy all the time. I think he's the most interesting when he's not, which is kind of a messed up thing to say, but like I feel like because we're so used to seeing him happy all the time, you can't really tell when is he like really happy or if it's just a facade that he puts on. So I like seeing him whenever he goes to those darker places or whenever he's actually sad and stuff. I don't know, it's just a favorite aspect about him. Whenever he's actually not happy and going through some stuff, I find him the most interesting
because I assumed that was the only way to be.
Okay, so we see Bojack. He's driving off into the sunset. Seems as he's back home. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and predict when this is in the season because last time I did something like that, it was actually in like the first few episodes and not the last episode. So I'm just going to say this is probably midway through. He comes back from rehab because you got to get him interacting with the other characters more. You can't just have him being, in rehab the entire season, even though it probably would be more interesting that way. I just don't see them doing it, especially since this is the last season. I really want to see these characters connect more and just have more dialogue with each other. So he's probably going to come back early on. This is probably going to be within the first 3 episodes. So, but yeah, he seems pretty changed. Like, a different Bojack than last time we saw him.
I don't want to do that anymore. Also,
and then, he's driving off. He passes the observatory, the cursed place where it all went down.
So, am I crazy? Or have I gotten really good at writing letters?
Yes, you have, Bojack. Yes, you have. And then, the trailer kind of just ends there with a nice, quaint shot of Bojack just looking at that sunset. So, yeah, as I said earlier, the season is split into 2 parts. So I don't know if that is why the trailer is not showing too much. It's just kind of showing little vignettes of each character and what they're going through, which the other trailers did more, but it seems less here. So I really hope that it's not just going to be 12 episodes, but they're only giving us 6 now and 6 later. Like just give us the whole thing, or just do 12 now and 12 later. Like I don't want to be teased. 6 episodes, I'll binge that in a night and I'll be like, where's the rest? But yeah, I'm excited for season 6. Really hope we got ourselves a good ending. So if you guys are, excited like I am, leave a like, comment down below. If there's anything I missed, let me know. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.
Daddy, you